Hey everybody, what you're about to see is one of the biggest and the longest projects in Mighty Car Mods history. I originally bought this car 4 years ago and we started working on it 3 years ago.
That's right, and it soon became apparent once we started stripping everything back that it was going to be an absolutely mammoth job and we were going to need a lot of help from a lot of experts to be able to bring it back to its original glory.
It was meant to be a project that was just going to take a couple of months. It has taken years and years, but finally we are ready to show it to you. So jump in the time machine that is YouTube. We're about to go back 3 years and check out this incredible build of this Nissan Skyline R32 GTR.
And if you look closely, you'll notice he's wearing the exact same clothes. Not the same kind of clothes, the same articles of clothing. Same shoes. It's GTR, people, let's do it.
We have got ourselves some nuggets in our time, but this one takes the cake.
We asked our friends at Import Monster in Japan to find us the cheapest GTR in the world and then ship it to us here in Australia.
So this is what a $14,000 GTR looks like.
Strap yourselves in, people. This is going to be one extra spicy nugget. Welcome to another episode of Mighty Car Mods, and this R32 project is proudly supported by Castrol Edge. They've been a long-term sponsor of Mighty Car Mods since way back in the beginning, so we're stoked to have them on board and help us get this car back on the road and brought back to life.
But before we get too carried away, you and I need to have a bit of a chat.
A chat? I'm not getting carried. I am getting carried away.
You're getting excited. I know what's happening, but I just want to draw your attention to a few things that you may or may not have noticed, and the viewers may or may not have noticed about this particular vehicle.
Okay, Martin,
it's bent like a banana.
Like a banana.
Literally bent like a banana. Like
okay.
There's so much missing. Look at this bonnet. Like, what happened to this?
I don't know.
What happened?
The bar looks like it's been custom made by someone in their backyard, which is not all bad, except it's made out of paper mache.
Martin, I'm sorry to cut you off, but you're getting lost in the details.
No, the detail, it's an R32 in GTR. It's like iconic.
I know, which is why... Do you know what this car is? By the way, maybe what we should do, let's tell you a little bit about this car, and then I'm going to dive right in, and we're going to show you all of its special features. This is a Nissan Skyline R32 GTR, arguably one of the most iconic Japanese sports cars of all time. And this is the worst one we've ever seen, which is why we need to save it. Because this is not just a car, it's a legend. Castrol's involvement in motorsports goes way back to land speed racing more than 100 years ago, but their heritage with the R32 GTR goes all the way back to 1990, when a Castrol-sponsored Group A Godzilla won in Macau. Yes, Australia called it Godzilla, after the Japanese monster who turned up and crushed everything. In race trim, these hand-built 650 horsepower all-wheel drive twin turbocharged monsters were unlike anything that had been seen in a touring car category before. Like I said, it's a legend, but there is a lot wrong with this one.
Let me start on the exterior, because there's a lot to talk about. Firstly, the bonnet is obviously completely cactus. It's bent in more ways than I've ever seen before.
Easy to replace.
You've got rust all over. Any exposed bolt that's not painted is basically rusted.
No problem at all, we replace all that.
These guards, I don't know what's going on with them. Like, they're firstly not attached properly, and they've got full of like paint. Like, it's been painted, but badly.
Martin, I wanted to go under the bonnet afterwards, but while we're talking about guards, I want to show you something, because the person has tried to do some kind of weight reduction.
Yep.
And all of the guards, look at this. Look at this.
Is that weight reduction?
I think so.
Someone pulled the guards off.
Because apparently these are like special lights. Anyway, we're going to get more under there soon to show you what's going on. But look, there's holes this way as well.
Yeah.
It's a mystery, Martin.
It seems like your roof has been more or less saved, which is probably the best thing I've seen so far.
No one's danced on the roof yet.
All your exterior rubbers are cracked. Like, this has spent a lot of time of its life outside.
Apparently those rubbers are only $800 each.
My absolute favourite one, though, on the outside is the back. So the boot doesn't stay shut, and this obviously doesn't work because the lock mechanism's gone. But
it does have lock mechanism. Look, dude.
This is my favourite bit. Not only is it like a screen door latch.
Yes, it is.
It uses a cable tie to undo it.
It's so JDM.
Like
it's proper.
Like, how does that even... Like, it's just a bodge on top of a bodge.
Hey, Martin,
the other thing is...
They've painted over these stickers.
They've painted over the stickers. So it has been painted at some point, but the paint's already falling apart.
There's a battery relocation. That's worth 30 street cred points.
Oh my God, the wiring.
What is going on here? What's this?
It stinks.
What?
Martin,
why?
what's all this stuff?
Why does it look like that?
Anyway, just again, you're getting stuck in the details. Martin.
Your rear bar has survived.
Yep. It has. It appears to have an exhaust. We haven't looked underneath it yet. Look at the
R34
wheels. R34 wheels. Those themselves are worth how much, Martin?
$4,000
Each?
This doesn't look great. This is probably not great because also how much, if that's just the start of the bog, how much bog's in there and how did this get hit? Was it on its roof? Is it a new roof? Is that a repair that's been done?
There's some repairs here that have been painted. I don't know if you can see here.
Oh, yeah,
So
look at
all of the paint's come off, but they've just painted over
And then
the
there's
top of that.
pinholes in all the bog, so that's full of bog as well.
Yes.
No doubt that's full of bog. Not rolled guards, which is weird, isn't it?
That is interesting
So
because it's not actually that low.
Has this been someone's track hack?
Someone didn't love it, did they? They didn't love it.
Because maybe this was purchased right at the bottom, you know, when these bottomed out and it was just worth nothing. But I've never seen anything. Like, what's the grade on this? Is this like negative R?
Oh, it's as bad as it goes. The front bar here, Martin, is actually kind of homemade, and that is all expanding foam behind there.
Oh, great.
So that's kind of some sort of bog.
Fantastic.
Now, shall we go into the interior? No, let's go under here while we're here. So, RB26.
Did you need that?
I don't know what that was.
Bonnet pin.
RB26, twin turbo. It doesn't actually look like there's a lot of mods going on under here, Martin. It looks like we're missing some stuff, but where does that go? Oh, they've
Oh, that one.
What's been
What's
jammed
that
in
for?
there? I don't know, Martin. Anyway, we've got two little pod filters, still twin turbo. A lot of people do single turbo conversions on these. We've
Heater
got
and
some
aircon's
coilovers. Yeah, the matrix is gone, so there's just a bit of green bondage tape
No
going through there.
aircon, no heater.
And these are all ABS lines, right? That appear
Brake
to
lines,
be.
yeah. They've all been moved. I don't know why. Oh, because ABS has been deleted.
Yeah, I guess so.
Full race car.
And
Holes in the things that support the pod filters because that aren't connected to anything.
Oh, they're not? No shroud over this. Generally, I mean, it's in really, really poor condition.
really is.
Now, you might be thinking to yourself if you're watching
Look,
this,
it's
like,
rusted on all the rails, dude.
no, it's not.
Where it's joined to the chassis.
No, it's not.
I wonder if it's had a big hit.
No, it hasn't.
Okay. How could it not have had a big hit based on the rest of the condition? It's missing
When
all
these
the
cars
starter
are in
panels.
good condition, they can be worth up to $100,000 or more. I'm just saying. It's true. It's true. What's your
People
problem, man?
really spend $100 grand on it.
Yeah, they do, man. Of course they do. I'm not going to let you look in there anymore because you're just disrespecting everything you see. Come and have a look
Respect
inside
all
for me
build.
because over here we've got a legit bride seat. This one comes with a steering wheel, Martin, which is pretty fancy. And it also comes with, look at these little pedals from Autobacks.
Why doesn't it come with anything under the dash? Everything's gone. There's
Because it's
literally
a race car,
little
man.
heater matrix, but then they've removed absolutely everything else.
Dude, I got some
Why?
instructions here of how to actually start it.
This is the worst wiring I've ever seen in a car ever.
Open the
Absolutely
red cap.
munted. What does that do?
Hello.
What's this switch do?
Flick the silver switch down.
Why is there random switches?
2, 3, 4, 5. Wait 5 seconds. Press the black button.
Be fairly certain that the battery's completely flat. Do you want me to check?
Let's check the battery and then get some fuel
Wow.
and then get back into it. Not a great start, but with such a mysterious vehicle with unknown history, this is what we're in for. Before we actually try and give it a proper start, we're going to make sure it's got a good amount of oil in it, top it up as required, and eventually we'll be replacing everything with Castrol fluids, assuming we can actually get it started, of course, which I'm starting to get the feeling may be unlikely. It's possible that in a car this cheap, the engine is absolutely and completely munted. All right, we got fuel, we got power, we got oil. Let's do it. Red switch down. Flick it on, and then I believe it says wait 5 seconds. We should hear fuel pump.
I can hear it. Doesn't sound good, but I can hear it.
Now press the black button. The engine sounds good.
Yeah,
like,
it
even
sounds
though
like
it's not
it's got-
starting,
sounds like
it
it's got
sounds
con.
good. Can you check to see if there's power actually? Oh no, the fuel pump is powered.
I
Right?
am checking that. If you can give it one, well, just give me 1 sec. Just crank it again. Yeah, it's only getting 5 volts by the looks of it.
Right.
So something, they're like, dude, this thing has wiring gremlins. Absolutely no doubt
Yeah.
in my mind that there's wiring gremlins are going to stop this thing. But I mean, it is.
Fuel's getting pumped up, so the next step is to see if it's actually getting up to the rails and see
Yeah.
if it's got fuel pressure.
That's
but
it,
there's
because
also
it
a random
cranks.
switch, which I reckon you should flick just for the
I'll
shit of
flick
it.
this one. I can flick this. We can compression test it though,
can,
because
we
it's
can.
cranking at least. So let me do this. I reckon that's probably for
Go.
a fan.
Bang! You thought your GTR was going to explode.
Yeah, I did.
I got you so good, you jumped, dude. There's like literally a dent in the roof now. Full like twisted except the inversion. What? Should we try and start it? Just try and start it.
This is just what happens all the time. Let's make fun of the Nissans. This is my dream. I invited you in.
Crank it, dude.
To play with me.
Crank it. Now you can't remember which way
that switch is doing something. Just stop talking for once. Listen to this.
Did you tell me to stop talking for once?
There's a relay. I reckon this might be a kill switch.
Sure. Except you don't remember which way it went, do you?
No, I have no idea. All right, let's try this. I can hear a relay clicking up the front when I click this.
All right. Step 1. Check if it has fuel.
Is this wire meant to be connected to this?
Oh my God. Did you disconnect the wire?
Oh, look. Now it's clicking. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. It doesn't work. We're going to get it working, don't you worry. The next thing we're going to try is putting some fresh fuel in it. Hopefully that is what the car needs to get going, but if not, we will have to continue our investigations into this mysterious monster. This light just came on. Is it possible that this is like an immobilizer?
I reckon the cops are coming for you.
Oh, no, that's not making a difference.
Definitely clicking a relay though, you're right about that.
What does this say? What does this do? What is it all though? Like, why is there so much of it?
I don't know. Try cranking it again just for the fun of it. The fuel gauge doesn't work. So 2 options are try and get it started or try and comp test it.
I reckon we comp test it just to see if what we bought is like actually flogged or not.
Yeah, I think so. And then we test it for spark and fuel, and then that's kind of all there is to know.
And then like let's get some people who know about this stuff to actually come and have a look at it.
That's us, isn't it?
Yeah, let's you and me work it out by ourselves. No, there are a couple of people that we know that like this is their thing.
Of course.
So we'll get some assistance. Let's comp test it. Compression checking the engine is a fairly simple, non-invasive way of giving us some insight into the potential condition of this engine. And so far, every single thing that we look at looks terrible.
Rust.
That broken?
I don't know. That's supposed to be joined together. Maybe at some stage of its life.
While we're here, we're going to inspect all of the spark plugs to see if they can shed any light as to what kind of life this engine's had. And it doesn't look great. We're going to replace those, and then we'll also check the fueling system, and then hopefully, if the compression is good, we can kick this thing into life. So the compression across the cylinders is actually pretty consistent, which is a good thing. So next up, these old spark plugs, there's a variety of different ones, they can go in the bin. A new set of plugs is installed, and then we've got our first responder to our GTR SOS call out. We need to find out if the body's actually straight and suitable for restoration. I've invited down Sharlin from Hazarati because we did some work with him before on our BMW. It's really good to see you again.
You too, mate.
Thank you for coming down. I'm really good, and they do incredible work down there, as you may have seen in some of our other videos. So I just wanted to invite you down so you can have a look over this car. I know that it needs some work, but I'm just wondering if you can kind of run your professional eyes over it and try and
happy to do
let me know what I've purchased here.
Bought? Okay. With the GTRs, there's a few issues with rust down in the quarter panels. They generally go around the windows and things like that. The guard looks a bit out of whack there. I've never seen anything that bad, to be quite honest. Yeah, so obviously it's had a lot of hits. I've bought a gadget called an alcometer that'll measure paint film gauge as well.
I put in a request for our buying agent in Japan to buy us the cheapest GTR in the world.
Okay.
This is the cheapest GTR, R32. It was $14,000.
Yeah, look, that's incredible. You don't even get a GDST for that kind of money.
While this car was really cheap, that does come at a cost. It's fairly evident that this R32 has had a checkered past, including signs that point towards a history of accidents. So we need to run some measurements over the bay to see if it's actually straight. Otherwise, our project will dramatically increase in scope, complexity, and cost.
Just by doing a quick measurement on that, the front end is square basically.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. So
you are as well, aren't you?
Yeah, a little bit. It's mainly in your bolt-on panels that, not sitting well.
Yeah.
But generally when we even start a vehicle, if it's a restoration or anything like that, you start from the fixed panels, which will be your quarter panels,
yep.
and then you gap the vehicle up first, okay? That's what we normally do.
Okay.
So you line everything up, so everything looks good, the measurements, everything like that, yeah.
While Charlene doesn't have the time to restore our R32 for us, we do really appreciate that he's been able to come down to Super Garage and spend some of his valuable time pointing us in the right direction. Marty and I have never owned one of these cars before, so this is all new to us, and it's very hard to know what to look for if you don't have experience with this specific kind of car. But what I do know is that this is not weight saving that came from the factory. Why have they done this? Like, what is the purpose of,
It's not going to do
that's not
anything,
weight reduction, is it?
No, definitely not. Not on something like this. I got no idea why they would have even done that. Unless you like Swiss cheese, I don't know. Just had a hit.
The more we pull this car apart, the more it reveals, and it's just getting worse and worse. If this is how bad the top side of the car is, I'm really worried about what the underside will reveal. But now, it's time to throw it on the hoist and see exactly what it is that I've bought and how bad it really is.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Do you reckon it's sat in someone's field or something?
I think, yeah, it could be from salt they put on the roads and stuff like that.
Or
it's just
water's
corroded,
leaked from the inside through the bottom of it, maybe?
Yeah, it's got into the seams and everything like that.
But not a game over, just not great.
No, not yet.
Cool.
No, it's pretty salvageable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
I tell you what, for the money, it's a bargain. It's an absolute bargain, yeah. I mean, even if you wrecked or parted this car out, you'll double your money, easy.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Just as a wreck, but it's too good to wreck. Honestly, you've got to look at what you paid, and you're paying minimum 60 to 80K for something, reasonable. So you've got, a pretty good car.
A pretty good car is a polite way of saying an absolute nugget, but with potential. When it comes time for us to fix up the body, now we know that it is actually going to be possible. But for now, we need to turn our attention back to trying to get this thing started. All right, everybody, we've got a very, very special guest who's coming down to look at our car today. You may have seen him in some of our videos before on the show, helping us with all things related to Nissan, because he's like the eminent expert of all things GTR in this country. He's also the creator and publisher of GTR Hub, which is a magazine full of cars that look way better than mine. Everybody, it's Andrew Hawkins from Motive Video. Thank you so much for coming down. How's your intro? How's my car?
Ooh.
Now that we've had some insight into the body of the car, it's time to delve into the mind of the previous owner and see what mods they did and why.
Yeah, it looks like someone has decided to do some cheap mods at home and get the old weight reduction going and drilling out your crash bar.
Nothing wrong with that?
No, nothing wrong with that. It's still a factory size intercooler, which kind of sucks because they're not great for stupid amounts of power, but I don't know what you're going to be doing. It's got a HKS hard piping kit, which almost on that side anyway, and it looks like it's got a custom or Greddy style hard pipe on this side to replace those pipes. Obviously HKS intake kit, so someone's played around with catch can and breather stuff, but it looks like it's had a catch can and then they've gone back to
just bypass
it and got rid of it. So it looks like someone has obviously wanted to race it and do stuff to it, but some of the mods are so old that they're either now rusted or terrible.
Yeah.
Like your brake.
Yeah, there's this homemade little thing over here.
Look, the thing about cars like this now is they often look terrible initially, but it doesn't take a lot to get them kind of back, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Someone's removed the ABS, probably to go circuit racing with, or because it broke, but instead of using a nice, neat ABS delete kit, they've just kind of, I guess done it the bodgy way. But not every Japanese car was done by a top tuning shop. Just like Australia, there's home backyard mechanics and terrible workshops over there as well.
Well, one of the things that I am going to do, I am going to leave it twin turbos. There's obviously a video that Andrew's made about that that you can check out about whether it's twins or singles. I'm going to leave it for the purity. Assuming that we get this started, and we will have it started today, we've got the fenders and everything, that's complete. It will start today.
Yep.
How much is this worth? because the engine alone, if it's running, is going to be worth 10 grand, right?
Oh, a running engine that is almost unknown condition I've seen sell for 8 to 10 grand.
Okay. So what are we looking at here in terms of value?
Do you have the guards and headlights and everything? What have you got?
Everything, yeah. We just took it off to have a look. We have guards, we have everything.
Okay.
It's complete.
In Australia right now, the people would still pay 35, 40 grand for it. Crazy when you think about it. I've seen rollers in good nick sell for 30 with no engine or box.
Okay, so right now it's worth 14 grand. As soon as we turn the key and it starts, we're worth 40.
Maybe more.
We've had it checked and measured everything up. It's square. It's actually square.
Well, once you get rid of the rust and paint it and put an interior back in it, which, it's a GDR, it won't be the cheapest job in the world.
Yeah.
I believe you could probably have, if the engine's not broken, like as in it just is something around it making it not run, I reckon if you got this car running again and it owed you 40, you could sell it for 80 to 90.
Wow.
You could literally double your money.
While our goal with this car is not a financial one or a fix and flip, it's good to know that there's value in putting time and money into saving this beautiful car. And hopefully we won't be going backwards.
The quick glance, chassis rails actually look straighter than half the ones in Australia, to be honest.
Really?
Oh, mine's worse than that.
Yeah, okay.
100%. See, overall, it actually looks pretty decent. And it's a 92 model, so it's not exactly the super old one. But yeah, man, a lot of this is just tidying up. Like even like a CO2 blast underneath to clean it up wouldn't go astray.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, turbos appear to be stock.
Right now, our goal is to try and get it started. So, because that's going to answer so many questions for us about where we go from here. But all your information, it's awesome. So thanks so much.
I would like to pretend I have some expert advice on how to get it running again, but honestly, it's just like every car, mate.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you'll check all the usual things, all the usual sensors and everything else like you would in any other car. So
Well,
I'll let you learn.
We've made sure it's got the fluids in there. We made sure it's got spark plugs in there. We made sure the compression is okay. Now we can just basically check the fuel pressure and then turn the key and just slowly work it out from there.
Awesome. And make sure you put 1060 in it, all right?
Yep, that is exactly.
Sweet. It's another massive... Yeah, there we go. See,
That's exactly what we already put on there.
That's another massive internet argument is what oil should use in an RB. There is one answer. I actually used Castrol H1060 in mine with a stock bottom end and made 650, 700 horsepower for years. So...
Love it.
Works.
Thanks, man.
Oh, I got it wrong.
Called the Pac-Man. Thanks, man. In case you're wondering, the car still doesn't start.
You said it would start. Now I feel like we have to make it start.
Of course we have to
Are we going to make it start?
We're going to make it start.
We got a theory of why it won't start. We changed the plugs. The ignition system looks good. We assume that ECU works. We were told it has run, whatever that means. We've narrowed it down to we're pretty sure that there's something wrong with the fuel system. We're not seeing fuel pressure up the front. Even the hoses feel really soft and squishy. So there's something going on there.
Do you know what else we're not seeing at the front? The fuel filter.
Oh yeah, there's no fuel
It's
filter.
just a fuel filter bypass.
So it's been sitting, and when the car's been sitting for as long as this has, it's very likely that the fuel pump is sort of gummed up. And conveniently, the previous owner has left it all open for us, so it's actually quite quick just to pull it out and have a look. We might even have a pump lying around we can just slap in to make it work. But if we can't even do that, we're getting fuel pressure in this thing because I really want to see it start.
Most Japanese cars of this era got their fuel system parts from the same suppliers in Japan, so there's heaps of interchangeability. This sender assembly looks about as rough as the rest of the car, and we will need to replace it eventually, but for now we just want to get some fuel pressure to the engine. And there's a good chance this pump is unhappy from sitting around, so we'll retire it and throw whatever we can find from the parts bucket in there instead. As long as it's got power, it should spin up and suck fuel.
The fuel pump has been replaced with a new one. They're physically smaller than the original pumps, but they flow way more fuel, which is awesome. The next problem is that we're getting fuel cycling through. We're not getting any pressure, which probably means the fuel pressure regulator is not happy, or there's some other problem with our fuel system. There's other stuff missing, like there's no fuel filter. So there's other work that needs to be done. I just so happen to have a Nismo adjustable fuel pressure regulator, which will fit this car. So I'm going to throw it on I've got it in my hand, so it's 2 screws, put it on, and we can check on our gauge, which I've plumbed in here as well, just to see what's going on, which will be a big help.
Just in case the original regulator isn't working properly, we'll throw on this new one. Adjustability is a bonus and makes it easier, but it's not a specific requirement. The ECU is expecting a certain fuel pressure to run properly, but it doesn't get any feedback to confirm it, so we'll need to dial this in manually to around 40 psi.
All right, here we go, people.
It looks better. It's got fuel
Sounds
pressure.
a bit better.
It's got fuel pressure.
All right, here we go.
Come on, car.
Come on, listen, people. Come on.
Why?
Try again.
You've got what you want. You've got fuel pressure. Let's just check everything's connected first.
spark. Crank angle. What else can it be that would stop
Make
it?
sure those plugs are pushed down hard on the spark plugs as well, because there's no bolts holding them in.
What about that weird random switch? Is there any chance that's something to do with...
I mean, I'll flick it the other way, but it doesn't have all the wires connected to it. Look, I've flicked it the other way. I'll try it.
Okay. A fuel pump's not disabled, so it can now only be crank angle or ECU's not happy.
All right. Fuel pump's not priming anymore.
That's okay. It doesn't really need to.
Okay, here we go.
Yep. Hold there for a sec. Just want to adjust something slightly.
I don't think it's the reason, but I'm still going to try it. And more cranking, please. One more time. Yeah, stop. All right. It's not that.
And we have fuel pressure.
We definitely have fuel pressure now. So now it's going to be something electronic, I'd say. Like ECU not plugged in or some sneaky immobiliser shit somewhere. Because it's definitely getting fuel, and as far as we can tell, it's getting spark.
Well, that brings us to the closure of quite a letdown.
You said it was going to work.
Yeah, because I believed.
It's a dirty
I thought
Nissan.
some Nissan entity would be looking down at me and you. Today, that did not happen, but that's not going to stop us, no. I don't think so. Of course, next episode, we will continue working, trying to see what is wrong with this absolute pile of beautiful
There's a
junk.
lot of grot there, but you know what? I also see a lot of potential. I'm seeing potential in that thing. I'm starting to get that little,
Whoever it
Are
was
you?
that owned this car, I
little-
am, Martin, I am.
Good.
Whoever it was that owned this car, they've actually put a lot of quality mods on it. They might not have been the world's greatest race car mechanic, but I'm not either.
Budget, but well thought out.
But well thought out. So anyway, we will get it going. It is going to happen. And I also just want to say a quick, massive thank you to Castrol Edge for supporting and sponsoring the build of this R32 GTR, and also for sponsoring our show for so many years. It's thanks to companies like them that let us help do these kind of bigger projects that take more time, more money, more intensity, and more
Budget.
emotion.
Speaking of budget mods, we're going to get it done. It's going to be mad. It's going to be awesome.
Yep.
We're going to get started.
See you next time on the show. Thank you very much. Stay cool.
Do you know what's dirty? That your Nissan's dirty, dude.